Okay, so Thurgood, before we wrap up, can you tell me the Bob Woodward story?
Glad to. The president delivered a joint session speech on healthcare in the House of Representatives during the first year of his administration. He got up to the podium. I was positioned at the bottom of the podium. I was working for Vice President Gore at that time, and I was standing there with George Stephanopoulos. And George looked at the Vice President and he said, "Something's wrong." And I said, "Yeah, he looks like he's concerned, but I'm not going up there." George proceeded to go up, and the Vice President explained to him that the president had turned around and said, "That's not the right speech in the teleprompter." So he's on national television in front of a joint session, and he's not got his remarks in front of him. And George grabbed me, and we ran outside to the teleprompter operator, who was a military officer from the communications office. And he was working with my colleague Mike Feldman, and they were calmly waiting for the president to get started on the speech. George said, "This is all wrong. He's got to figure out what's wrong." And they quickly figured out that the previous State of the Union had been loaded in front of the healthcare speech. So they quickly scrolled through. And while the scrolling process was going on, we had nothing to do but wait, wring our hands, and continue to panic. And George finally broke this tension by saying, "This is the worst thing that has ever happened." And my colleague, Mike Feldman, without missing a beat, said, "I don't know, George, that Holocaust was pretty bad." And I proceeded to forget that this occurred within days because of the rush of business. And a year later, I got a call from Bob Woodward's fact checker who asked if that indeed happened. So it made it into the book, The Agenda, but it was a classic moment. And actually, if you look back at the speech, it's pretty remarkable because he gave the first several minutes essentially from memory.
With the teleprompter whizzing in front of him. Amazing. Well, Thurgood, thanks so much.
Classic.
All right, we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.